Hello, hello, hello. I like saying that every day because it makes me feel happy. I hope it makes you happy too. Okay, today we are going to work on addition, adding up to 18 with 10 frames, hoping that that'll make it a little bit easier for you. So I want you to look at the 10 frame that I have here, and I want you to notice that this 10 frame, we know that this is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one is also a 10 frame. We don't have to count the objects that are in this 10 frame because we know that since it's full, that's 10. So we can start at 10 and count on to find out how many objects I have here. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 objects here. Okay. Always make sure that you count the full 10 frame first, and then you can go to the next 10 frame and count on from there. Okay. I'm going to clear these off, some of them, and I'm going to trade some of them out. You can go ahead and be counting what's there. Okay, now let's count how many I've got on the first 10 frame. And again, you don't really need to count. It's half of 10, and half of 10 we know is 5. So up here we have 5. And down here, how many do we have? Again, we don't have to count this row. We know it's a 5. So from here, just count on 5, 6, 7. So we have a 5 and a 7. Now, let me show you how we combine these on a 10 frame. The first thing we want to do is to move these and fill in the first 10 frame, the top 10 frame. That's always the first thing we do, okay? So I'm going to move all these up and fill in the empty spaces. Then I'm going to move these two up. Now this is much easier to determine how many dots we have. We've got 10 here, and now I can count on easily 11, 12. See how that works? Okay, let's try it with another set of numbers. You can count as I lay them down so that you'll know. Okay, how many do we have here? Well, one less than 10, which is 9. How many do we have here? We have 5. So what is the first thing that we have to do? We have to fill in the top 10 frame. So I'm going to move this up to here. Now we have 10, and you can see, perhaps without counting, that we have 4 because 4 is one less than 5, and this number 5 spot isn't filled in. Or you could start at 10 and count on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, see how I'm working this? Okay, let me do a few more. Okay, there we have 7, and down here, how many do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 7 up here and we have 8 down here. Now for us, for addition, one of our strategies is near doubles. And we know that 7 plus 7 is 14. So if I put one more, then we have one more on the equals side. 7 plus 8 is 15. But let me show you how we do this on the 10 frame, since that's what we're doing today, okay? So what am I going to do first? How about I see 3 empty spots here. I see 3 spots here. I'm going to take these spots and I'm going to move them up to these 3 spots. Okay, you could have moved 3 of these up and then moved these 3 up from the bottom. It doesn't matter. But the point is you want to fill in the top 10 frame first. Now you can easily see that you've got a 10 and you've got a 5, so that is 15, right? Okay, one more. One more. Okay, how many do we have on the top? 5, 6, 7, 8. How many do we have on the bottom? 5, 6. Okay, First thing we have to do, we have to fill this in. We have to finish that 10 frame. So I'm going to move those two up. I'll move him up here. Now it's easy to see how many we have all together. We have 10 and we have 4. We have 14. Okay? Okay, now let me show you how we're going to use our 10 frames like an addition problem, a vertical means up and down, a vertical addition problem, because you'll see it like this on your worksheet. Okay, first, you're going to count the number of dots or objects in the top 10 frame, and we know that this is 5, 6, 7, 8, so you would write an 8 in the top box. And then you count the number of dots or objects in the next 10 frame, and we know that this is 5, 6, 7, and you write that here. And then you add 8 plus 7 is equal to, oh my goodness, if you can't figure it out, this is where you imagine filling in the top 10 frame first. So 8 plus 7 is 15. That's much easier to see, isn't it? Okay, all right. Okay, let's try another one. We'll just try a couple like this. Just trade that out. Take one away. And try for something else. Okay, so this time you're going to count the number of dots or objects that you've got in your top frame, and we can see that it's 1 less than 10, which is 9. And then you count your dots or objects in your second 10 frame, and we can see that that is 5. So how much is 9 plus 5? And if you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know, slide one up to fill this in. Now this is 10 and this is 4, and 10 and 4 is 14. Okay, so the idea of the 10 frame is to help you imagine filling up taking from your bottom number and filling up the first number to make a 10, and then telling how many extras you have and combining them. Okay? Okay. Okay, now I want to show you what it's like if we have a double and then we add an extra one, or if we have a double and we take an extra one away. So let's look. Here I have a double. I have 4 and I have 4. Okay, so I'm going to write 4 up here. Let me use a different color marker. Maybe purple will show up. We'll see. We've got 4 up here and we've got 4 down here. Okay, so we know that 4 plus 4 is 8, right? That's a double. Well, if I add one more to the bottom, I don't have 8 anymore. I have one more than 8. I have 9. This became 5, and I have 9. And so that's what our near doubles are all about, okay? And let's look at a near double going backwards. If we had 4 here, and we had 4 here, how many would we have? We would have 8. But if I take one away from our double, I don't have a double anymore. I've got a 3 down here. And if 4 plus 4 is 8 and I took one away, then 4 plus 3 is an 8. It's 7 because I took number 8 away. Okay, one last thing before we go today. We're going to practice estimating. Estimating is making a guess about something based on what you already know. You know a little bit about something, and so you're estimating, you're making a guess based on what you know. Okay, let me tell you what we're going to do. I have this bowl of pom-poms. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of them in here. Okay, it's just one layer of them. You can see there's a good view of them right there. 6 pom-poms in here. Okay, now I'm going to show you 2 more containers. Here's a container of pom-poms. I'll turn it around so you can get a good view of it. Okay. And then here's another container of pom-poms. So what I want you to do is I want you to estimate, make a guess, as to how many pom-poms are in container 2 and 3. Write it down somewhere on a piece of paper or in your journal or at the bottom of one of your math worksheets and send it to me with your guess. And I'll let you know who got the closest. Thanks. Bye.